Good morning. Good morning. Sava here from Sava Talks Football. Welcome to a live edition of a Daily Dose of Spurs. My question for this Daily Dose on a Wednesday morning is thus: why won't the Poch rumours go away? Why is Pochettino constantly linked with a return to this football club? It's a strange one for me. It's a very, very strange one. Look, Pochettino, let's take this back to the beginning and welcome to anyone who watches this video, whether you're watching it live now, whether you're watching it later. Big up to yourself. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes or the subscriptions. We're chasing down 3.5K. So please keep subscribing if you like the content. Pochettino. Strange one, right? Strange situation. I don't think I've ever witnessed at a club before where they are this desperate. Not everyone, but where the majority of fans are this desperate to get back a manager that didn't win anything. Now, before you all think I'm having a go at Pochettino, let's break this down, okay? Mauricio Pochettino came in as, what would you say, a relative unknown after stints at Espanyol in La Liga, and then a few years of doing well at Southampton. Now, let's be honest, when he came in, I don't think even the staunchest of Spurs fans, if that exists, would have turned around and said to you, yeah, this guy's going to be the guy that's going to take us to cup finals, Champions League finals, and title challenges, depending on what you believe a title challenge is. I don't believe they were title challenges, but that's in the eye of the beholder and what you may think. So let's look at it like this. Pochettino came in, and let's be really honest, for the first year and a half, it wasn't great. He struggled because he picked up somebody else's squad and he had to put his own ideas into those players. But he then managed to get the best out of a lot of players that were already at the club, opposed to buying lots and lots of new players. So when we break this down and we look at, he had Hugo Lloris was already in the squad, Kyle Walker, Danny Rose, Jan Vertonghen, Moussa Dembele, Eriksen, Kane. So when you look at those seven players that formed the backbone of this team, and then over the years he added to it Toby Alderweireld, Dele Alli, Heung-min Son, and Wanyama. And there's your 11. There's the famous 11 that didn't manage to get over the line, but was a joy to watch. Now, the problem for me, I think, is a lot of people think that bring back Poch, that happens again. Now, we've got to be very careful here. Am I opposed to Poch coming back? I will answer this a bit later. But this is a guy that, for the first year, struggled. Then I think we had 3 years, 2.5, 3 years of brilliant football, competing. Whether that's a title challenge or not, we competed. We did well. We got to League Cup finals, FA Cup semi-finals. We got to a Champions League final. Didn't quite manage to get over the line, but it was good football, pressing football, one-touch passing, solid at the back with Alderweireld and Vertonghen, looking like absolute beasts. An amazing partnership. Then, like anything, if something is around for too long, it starts to go stale. Now, we can have lots of conversations about what Pochettino said towards the end of, we need a rebuild. Now, for me, again, this is just me. These are only my views, no one else's. For me, Pochettino said all this a little bit too late because for years and years before that, he didn't say anything. Lots of rumours coming out of the club that he didn't want new players. Lots of rumours coming out of the club that he turned down certain players like Yuri Tielemans when we lost Moussa Dembele in the January leading up to the Champions League final. Again, lots of it is rumours, right? Lots of it is rumours. We don't know. We don't know. Lots of people sit there and go, what I know and what I know. Do we know? Does anyone know anything? It's rumours, and that's the best thing. That's what allows us to speculate about these rumours. But what we do know is it started to go downhill, and it went downhill quick. Now, the reason it went downhill, people will tell you, and they would be right, that we didn't sign a player for 2 windows. In 3 windows combined, we signed just Lucas Moura. So we had 3 windows where we signed just Lucas Moura. Okay. Now, what happened was, whilst we were on this amazing Champions League run, just going from here to there, knocking out, we played Barcelona and Inter Milan and Ajax and Dortmund and City. Whilst we were going through that Champions League run, the actual Premier League form was crumbling quick. And everybody kind of glossed over it because we're on the Champions League run. We're a couple of games away from the Champions League final. While this was happening, we weren't getting a tune out of the players in the Premier League. It had gone a bit stale. They weren't listening to him anymore. There wasn't that drive anymore. Whichever way you want to look at it, something happened and we weren't winning. We weren't able to win away games. We didn't win an away game for 10 months, which is really poor, really poor. From his last 25 games, I think we took something like 26 points. Again, relegation form. Worse than relegation form. Shocking. So then it came to an end. Take the Champions League run out of it. It came to an end with a really bad last year. So I would sum it up like this. Struggled at the beginning. Got his identity across. Had some good years. Failed to get over the line. But then it started to crumble away. So where does that all lead me? Why am I saying all this? Well, Pochettino has since gone away. He's since gone to PSG. Had a bad first year, you would say, losing out on the league to Lille. Won the league in the second year. Didn't do very well in the Champions League. Got sacked. And now, ever since he's been sacked, even before he was sacked, he is linked with Tottenham Hotspur over and over and over again. It doesn't matter who's here. Jose, nah, get rid of him. We want Poch. Nuno, get rid of him. Poch. Conte. Poch is waiting. Poch is the manager. Poch is signing. And you get, listen, if I split this down the middle, and I don't know the ratios, but let's say 50% of the people in the YouTube comment sections, 50% of people you speak to at the pub go, Poch, I'd love Poch back. Bring back Poch. He's going to bring back the good times. The other 50% go, I don't want Poch back. Why? He failed. He didn't get over the line. And if anything ever summed up our fan base, it's this. If anything summed up our fan base, it's that, again, 50% love Conte. The other 50% can't stand his football. 50% love Daniel Levy and Enoch. The other 50% can't stand them. It's all very funny at this club. But here's my question. What will have to happen for Poch rumours to go away? What will have to happen? Does he need to come back and fail? Does he need to get another job somewhere else? What has to happen? Because I feel that a lot of people are pining after him like he's their ex-girlfriend that they can't stop thinking about. My new girlfriend isn't as good. I'm going to think about Poch. Right? It's that scenario. A good point. Ben Kaufman's just brought up the point that, Paul Mitchell was here when Poch was here. He saved them a hell of a lot of money. Would it work again? Would it work the next time round? I'm not so sure it would. I'm not so sure he's got the players to coach. He coached them brilliantly when you look at the 7 players I mentioned earlier. And this is why all the people that will sit and tell you that, Pochettino, he got rid of loads of players, bought in his own. 7 of his 11 was there. Let's never detract from that, right? And he hardly used his squad players. So let's not detract from that. And I'm not knocking that. It showed that he was a very good coach with young, hungry players that could press. If he came back to Spurs now, has he got that? With Kane and Son and Kulu, can they press? I don't think so. Bentancur, Højbjerg, can they press? Maybe he develops Sarr. Maybe he develop a Porro or a Jed Spence. Is it that Pochettino is in line with what Daniel Levy wants? Developing younger players, not demanding top players. And he's happy with that, but delivering top 4. Is he the perfect manager for Daniel Levy in this regime? But equally, if you bring him back, then what's going to change? If you bring him in now, listen, I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying don't, I'm not saying do. You bring him in now, he's going to come back to players like Dyer, Davis, Sanchez, Sessegnon, Ndombele, Lo Celso, players that were here when he was here, players that he didn't play. So look, I'm not giving an answer either way. For me, if he comes back, he comes back. I'm certainly not pining for him to come back. I don't care. Would I like to see his style of football over Conte's? Definitely. Could he deliver that style of football with the players we've got right now? I'm not sure. Would he do better with getting cheaper signings and coaching them than Conte? I truly believe he would. Could he get over the line with a better team than Conte? I don't believe he could, but we haven't got that better team. So all in all, I'm asking you guys and girls the questions, and whenever you watch this, please leave a comment. Should Poch come back? Do you want Poch to come back? What would he need if he came back? What would he need to be successful? If he came back and didn't reach Champions League and League Cup finals, would it be deemed that his second time around is more of a failure than the first time round? Do you deem his first time round failure because he didn't win anything? Do you deem it as successful because he got to a Champions League final by hook or crook? Lots of questions. I'm going to leave that with you. But as always, please like, please subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And we'll be back later on at 6 p.m. today for another installment. Thank you for your time. Much love. Please hit the subscribe button. And please watch out for a brand new intro video coming very, very, very soon. Take care, everyone. From a Daily Dose of Spurs, we're out.